Okay, hopefully that's better. Okay, I'm just gonna lift it so you guys can hear me. Well, welcome to Meet the Candidates Night. So happy you guys are all here. We're gonna start with the pledge, so if everyone can stand up. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd like to welcome you to the Meet the Candidates evening tonight. It is an important opportunity to hear directly from those who have stepped forward to serve our community in local office. Thomas Jefferson is credited with saying, "The government closest to the people serves the people the best." Nowhere is that more true than in local government where the decisions being made affect our daily lives, our neighborhoods, our parks, our streets, and our shared quality of life. Serving in local office is truly an act of public service. It requires time, energy, and willingness to listen and work for the common good. Tonight we will hear from 8 community members who are willing to serve Toberville City. These positions will help shape the future of the city. It's also important to note that here these positions are non-partisan. That means the focus is not on party politics, but of practical solutions to local issues. It ensures that candidates are judged on their ideas, their character, and their commitment to the community. So tonight, as we hear from the candidates, I encourage you to listen with open minds. Think about the vision each person brings and consider the kind of community we want to build together. Thank you for being here and engaging in the process. First on the agenda tonight, we'll hear from each candidate, after which we'll disperse to the lawn where each candidate will be at a table and available to answer any specific questions you may have. All right, so we're going to start with our mayor four-year term, 1C. We'll start with Dan Kaplan and then Justin Sitt. Okay.
Hello, I'm glad everybody came out. Just a quick introduction, I'm Dan Kaplan. I moved here about 9 years ago, my wife and I. We were both born and raised in Utah, in Salt Lake County. 63 years old, 2 kids, 4 grandkids. Our daughter lives here in Toberville with our 3 grandkids. I worked for the state highway patrol for 20 years, and then in criminal investigations. I then went into the private sector, where I worked for a company that primarily did security systems for the U.S. military and the Olympics. So I've done major projects everywhere from $5 million to $200 million, everywhere from Greece to London to Rio to Kadena Air Base in Japan. Since we got here 9 years ago, I volunteered for different things here in the city. I was on the Park Planning Commission for the West End Park. I was on the Planning Commission, started as a member and then made it to chairman. When I was on the Planning Commission, I ended up leaving the Planning Commission. I found that I didn't feel that the city was following their own code. We were creating new ordinances. We had nobody to enforce the ordinances. We were having votes where I don't believe that they followed the ordinance, nor did they follow the general plan all the time. I had a discussion with the mayor at that time and raised my concerns. He essentially told me that's the way it was going to be, and I resigned from the commission that day. I thought we were going to have questions and answers of this, so I kind of, it was a bit of a loss when I'm not very good at speaking about myself. So I had one person actually send me an email and ask a question, so one of the easiest ways to kind of let you know where I If it's like me, I'm interested in knowing how you feel and what you would do about paving Westfield Road to the new Tocqueville bypass and also finishing Westfield Park. I feel like those of us in Westfield are the last on the list of priority. We bought our home expecting another exit out of the neighborhood and a new park. So my response was, in September 2021, I was part of the group putting together the fundraiser for Westfield Park, and we believed it was going to be built 3 years ago. It had been prioritized then. If it had been prioritized then, it would have been a lot lower cost than what it's going to cost today. According to the city manager, it will be completed this year with the exception of possibly pickleball courts if they run short of funds. When it was on the planning commission, the first plan put forward by Firelight was actually before Firelight was called Firelight, was the property on the southern end of Westfield behind Wolbert. When it was submitted, there was a traffic study done showing the traffic volume increase on Westfield due to it being connected to the bypass. Apparently, through all the agreement changes that have been allowed, that connection has somehow been dropped off, and now the cost is falling back to the city if it is to be connected. My understanding is that they're trying to work something out in Firelight, but I'm not in the loop to know the status. I don't think it's just the citizens of the Westfield area, but citizens' concerns in general have been put on the back burner. They found the funds to remodel the city offices, install cameras, hire more staff, get new vehicles, but they can't find funds to finish a small park, keep code enforcement employed, or to handle citizen complaints. From 2020 to today, the city's general fund budget has nearly doubled, but the population has only increased about 10%. In my mind, that doesn't make a lot of sense on how the funding is being managed, which is why I decided to run for mayor. I hope this answers your question. And with that, I don't know where I'm at on time.
That was time.
That was fine?
Yep.
Thank you.
Time ready?
Yep.
All right, I'd like to welcome everybody out today. I'm Justin Sipp. I'm your current mayor. I've been on the city council. I got elected 8 years ago. I was elected to the city council again 4 years ago, then I took over as mayor. I was reelected as mayor 2 years ago, so I'm back here. Sometimes I'm not sure why I keep doing this, but I do because I love Tocqueville. I kind of grew up in Tocqueville. I moved here in 1985 as a child. I know a lot of the older people here, so I've been here a long time. I graduated from Hurricane High School. I joined the Army my senior year, Utah Army National Guard my senior year of high school. But I just want to talk to you about what the mayor of Tocqueville does. Not just Mayor Tocqueville. We sit on a lot of boards in the county, so there's a lot of things that the mayor does from Tocqueville that is countywide. I'm currently the co-chair of DTEC, which is the transportation for the county. Hurricane Valley Fire District co-chair, Sewer District, Washington County Water Conservancy District board member, and Tocqueville Secondary Water. Next year, same boards. They're basically the DTEC. I'm co-chair now. They're talking about I'll be chair next year. We'll see how that goes on the vote. Hurricane Valley Fire, they have asked me to be board. We'll see how that goes on the vote. So Tocqueville City, we're going to have a lot of, if I stay there, we'll have a lot of sway in the county. A lot of things that I'm doing in the county doesn't just affect Tocqueville, affects the county wide. So I want to start a Tocqueville Chief Tocqueville Board to help steer the recreation on the new reservoir. So that's something I'm trying to create now. I'd like to, the bypass road has finally come on. It's started years ago, 2 years ago. There's been a lot of headache and a lot of problems there, but we're getting it done. Thank goodness that state funds and developer funds pay for that. The Westfield Road is definitely a problem. I've been kind of on that for the last year, trying to figure out how we can get that done. We're working on a plan that is private property. The city at this point does not have the funds to do it. We don't plan on spending city funds for that. We're working with the developer to try to get that done in a timely fashion. My concerns for the city also are fiscal responsibility, our secondary water system. protect our little town of Old Wayne, Tocqueville, our agriculture, our small town neighborly atmosphere. And I'm concerned about how we keep a voice from this side of town when we're outnumbered by the people over there on the part of town. So my concern is what ordinances we put in now to help protect our way of life that we've come to love in Tocqueville. The concern is working with developers to help understand what Tocqueville is about today and how we help the developers help us maintain the way Tocqueville is now. So my concern is to keep downtown the way it is and to have new development, stay the new development, and the development pay for development. So if you get any more questions, come and see me, but thanks for coming out, and we'll see how it goes in November. Thank you.
Oh, I was like 10 seconds. 20 seconds. Get done on for now.
You what?
Did you take this paper?
Oh, I didn't.
You just want a piece of paper?
No, oh, the thing.
I probably did.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
Sorry, I'm taking my paper.
I forgot who I was for a minute.
All right, up next, City Council for your term, 2 seats. It will start with Jenny Chamberlain, Gary Chase, Dan Westwood, and Wayne Olson.
Hi everyone, I'm Jenny Chamberlain. I'm running for the 4-year seat for City Council. I've served as a planning commissioner for 2 years and as an alternate before that. And I am a technical writer by trade. I have lived in Tocqueville for 12 years. I have 4 children. My husband and I have both lived in the valley, Hurricane Valley, for most of our lives. All of my husband, but I believe growth is the biggest issue that is facing our town right now. Some of our city codes are written in a way that's tailored to our existing town, which is a very small town, and not quite ready for the growth that we anticipate in the near future. Our codes need updating, and I want to see that the growth is able to smoothly transition between the old and the new. Water is what I think is the other biggest issue that we face. We need to work with the Water Conservancy District civilly and be very careful with our water because it's our most precious resource. Our county has a long-standing history of needing to carefully attend to water infrastructure, and I believe we need to keep a laser eye on that now as much as we always have. I think shade from trees reduces the surface temperature of the town and can prevent our town from having heat dome when our water does come to fall. So I support tree-friendly development and policy, and I also support our agricultural heritage. Transportation is causing us some discomfort right now, and I believe that bypass road is going to be much less straightforward on all our sides when it's complete, and I'm grateful for the patience of the town as it has been a long-time project, and I'm excited to see that it's nearing completion. And I know we have a couple more things to resolve as we continue to work on that. Economic development out by the freeway, I believe that will help us stop having to raise our property taxes to pay for everything since we are a small town. And I hope that when businesses are out there, we will support them locally to keep our tax dollars here in town. I firmly support transparency, and if I'm elected, I will always state why I am voting a certain way, and I will references the ordinances and try to explain why I think the way I think. I'm a good listener, and I'm committed to hearing all sides of issues. I think that research does an additional form of listening, and that is a skill that I have. I have been interested in public service for a long time, but my children are still at home, and for many years I did not think that the time was right. Now, as they are getting to the age that they are ready to leave, I realized that I want our community to stay the kind of place that they would like to live as adults, and possibly have their family live here as well. As part of my master's degree, I studied a lot about affordable housing, and I have a thirst for knowledge about best practices regarding that, and so it's an important issue to me, and I think that our city should consider it as a part of all of our plans. Because of my children, I'm also connected to the schools that that affect Tokerville, and I have served on community council multiple times for Hurricane Elementary, as well as Hurricane Intermediate and Hurricane High School. I think city policy needs to reflect the needs of all of our citizens, including those who aren't old enough to vote yet, so I consider it an asset that I have some of those people living at my house. I know that we have some really excellent public servants already working for us in Tokerville, and I thank you all for coming here to support democracy. And I hope that even though I'm a new and untried candidate, you will consider giving me the opportunity to represent you. I'm open to hearing your ideas and thoughts on how you would like to see the city address problems. Thank you for your time, and please vote for me for city council in November.
Since I'm an incumbent, who has the most? No, I'm gonna have to read this, folks. My name is Gary Chaves, and if I'm gonna get through it, I'm gonna have to read this. Because of my fortunate time, so, during the last election, there were no contenders, so there were no elections. I'm happy to see that we have a choice this year, and grateful for the candidates that are sitting with me, that are willing to give their time to serve the city. Most importantly, I'm grateful for your time in learning about each of us in an effort to prepare for an upcoming election. I am grateful to have served on the city council for the past 6 years. I have learned that serving isn't just showing up twice a month to vote on city issues. There's much more time needed for research, listening, sleepless nights, and preparing for our next meeting. I'm hopeful that the community has witnessed my ethics, my commitment to represent you as a city council member. The Tokerville City has prepared a general plan which included input from citizens and public involvement. As councilman, I've made every effort to follow the future plans for the city. This includes zoning and development. Many of you know me, and many of you know my voting history. If you like what you see, then vote for me and tell your neighbor. If not, then there are other willing candidates that you can select from this year. For those of you that don't know me, we have been here for 21 years. I'm blessed to have a supportive wife, 6 children, 15 grandchildren. My career started at age 15, and fortunately I've never been fired or without a job until I retired. I advanced in every position and earned corporate vice president positions in human resources, sales, marketing, and training. I recently retired as chief financial officer for a company with over 600 employees. As a side note, with any election, citizens use social media or Tokerville Citizens Facebook page to complain about city management or candidates. The rules to be part of the Facebook group are to be kind and courteous. And also, if I might quote, items regarding city management need to be addressed with the city office. The Facebook group is not affiliated with the city of Tokerville. And for that reason, I will follow this rule, and I will not conduct or discuss city business on this page. In doing so, I am going to be unable to respond to comments, good or bad, twisted or false, or to defend or debate or correct any information that's put out on that site. If anyone wishes to better understand or clarify any posted statements, please follow the Facebook rule and visit with the city manager or directly contact me before making a voting decision based solely on posted information. We all love our small town, but we can't stop housing or business growth. I will continue to strive to ensure it is responsible and conservative growth. In the designated commercial zones, I will promote business that will serve the needs of our citizens. I will be involved with water issues, including the reservoir and the wastewater recycling project. I will also strive to ensure the growth that we will be experiencing adjacent to the bypass road, to make sure it does not take away from maintaining family lifestyle, safety, water supply, property rights, crime prevention in our city. We have much to enjoy and to be grateful for in Tokerville. I ask for your vote to continue representing you as a city councilman and welcome your questions or comments outside or in the future whenever it's convenient for you. Thank you.
My name is Dan Westwood. I think I'm the youngest of the group. My wife and I moved here about 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago. In my professional life, I've been self-employed pretty much my whole adult life. I grew up in a small town up in north central Utah called Highland, right between American Fork and Alpine. My family moved there when it was just one ward. That's how long ago we were there. And coming to this Tokerville kind of has that same feel for me, and that's why we decided this is where we want to be. We have 3 kids, all are grown and gone. We have 7 wonderful grandchildren, and none of them live here because they can't afford it. One of them has a better excuse because he's in his residency back in Tennessee. The other 2 would like to live down here, but they can't afford it. The one in Tennessee would work better move back here when he starts his practice in dental residency, but it's too expensive. I'm a firm believer that we need to do something about this in our town and set an example for what low-income housing can be. I do not believe that Firelight has that in their agenda, just because I know Darcy Stewart and how he operates. I have worked for 2 different counties as an appraiser in their assessor's office. I know how the tax system works. I know how the property tax or property values are assessed and how they are configured. I have worked in, I have been on the last place we lived up in Winchester Hills. I was a member of the water board. The last 4 years we were there, I was the president of the board of directors. So I know water is a very, very big topic. It can be a very hot topic. And I believe that water where we are is going to get scarce, especially if we have many more dry years. I do not believe, I'll come right out and say it, that the Conservancy District has our best needs at hand. Having dealt with them on a one-on-one as a president who used to be Ron Thompson was there, I can tell you they're all about the Water Conservancy District and what they want. Their agenda is what they want to achieve. So my priorities, if elected, are: 1, I would make sure that we have the proper infrastructure in place as much as possible before this precipice that we're sitting on top of right now really takes off as far as the building is concerned. 2, make sure that we have the water resources for the growth that we are about to take on. And that, as I understand it, we are in a contract with the Conservancy District, so I would really like to see if we can do something about getting some of those rights back, some of our, what we want back. And the third thing is the reason my wife and I moved here is this place has just a little identity to itself. And I would like to protect that. And I would like to be able to say to those coming that are going to move in, welcome to Tokerville. This is how we do things. We like this small town feel, so please don't try to make it what you left because you hated it. Thank you.
Wow, thanks for all you for coming out here. It's a great time to get out there. But for all you don't know, my name is Dwayne Olson. I'm running for 4-year council. I'm currently on this. A little about myself. My parents moved us here in 1969.
and I've been fortunate to live here ever since. This has been my home for 56 years. I believe I know what small town feels like. I wish we could keep that. I love this town. As a kid, it was absolutely the greatest place to be. People swimming in the old riddle. We could hike out the Devil's Hole a couple times. We could hunt. We could fish. It was the best place for kids to grow up. I also worked in the largest fruit orchard in this town by the name of a man, Garland Gaston, which taught me a lot of skills and labor. I have fond memories of this town. The hike to the Devil's Hole. I am personally dedicated to this town and this people. I've raised my kids here. I have 4 kids. And I had to ask my wife how many grandkids I didn't know. I have 12. Some of my kids live in town. But my kids, I wanted to have the freedom that I enjoyed and the benefits of this type of communities. I sacrificed a lot for my family. I had to work out of town for many years, as a lot of people in Thornton did, to make a living. And I was able to do that so I could live here at the cost of being away a lot. Some people went and got the riches later and came back. I stuck it out. Now on to what I believe in my values are. You know, I've witnessed, in my travels, I've witnessed a lot of small towns being consumed by conflict of interest, dishonesty, you know, self-serving. This town's pretty good. But I stick up for that. I won't stand for that. We need responsible growth, and how I propose to have that is we stay consistent with the general plan we work hard to develop. That will guide us. It'll ensure it. In 2001, 2023, I was on the city council, and I had the opportunity to work with many people creating and developing that city park. My wife allowed me, or made me work 40 hours a week in the park. But it's a great place, and we're currently working on another one, and it's going to be a good park. I served on the planning commission in 2023, 2024. 1 minute. To put the new general plan in place with a lot of help from the citizens. In 2024, I got a seat on the city council and have been fighting for our rural lifestyle that Tocqueville citizens want. I will defend it. I will fight for it. As a lot of you have seen, I am fiscally responsible, budget-minded. I am not afraid to stand up for what I believe. I support the people. I listen to the people. I want transparency, 100% transparency in this city. I believe that's not happening very well. Citizens should be able to ask and receive an honest answer. I want you to come to the city council meetings, voice your opinion, and have the respect of the city council. I want to hear from you. City council members work for the people, not special interests of personal gain. Our general plan that the citizens, you, help create by through inputs and surveys and meetings is under attack. And I'm here to defend it with my whole heart, because that's our plans. Hurry up and with my goals. My goals are basically honesty, to protect that general plan, to keep the town affordable by being fiscally responsible, transparency, and responsible growth. A vote for me will be a vote for the people of Tocqueville. This is a great town with outstanding people. Let's keep it that way. Let's fight together for Tocqueville to keep this town a small town of people. Thank you very much.
All right, now we'll have city council, 2-year term, with Chuck Williams and Val Russell. You're first, Chuck.
Okay. Yes, I'm the oldest one. Okay. No,
Good evening, my name is Chuck Williams, a candidate for city council, I live out on Westfield Road. I am married to the amazing Stephanie Stone of Provo, Utah. We have 2 daughters, 5 sons, ages 7 to 19. We're active members of the LDS Church. Our oldest daughter, Katie, who's in the room, is now a missionary preparing to leave us in 1 week. You can imagine the impact on our family when we have 7 kids, and the oldest and the firstest is on her way out. We all wish her the best. I was deployed to Iraq in 2003 through 2004. When I returned in November 2004, I worked as a special consultant to the Office of the Secretary of Defense and Pentagon in Washington. I was there for a while. In 2009, upon my completion of my assignments in D.C., our small family, which is always growing, left Washington, D.C. and moved to Heber City. In March of 2013, Clan Williams, always growing, moved to Tokerville. I've lived in 31 homes in my lifetime. Tokerville is the best. This is where I want to be. And what's our motto? It's the people. And that's what this is really all about. It's the people. We have such fine people here, and so many people who do hands-on things, and fix things, and take care of each other. And when you're driving down the road, you see somebody's in trouble, you stop and help them. That's what a small town USA is about, and I believe we are a perfect example of that. And what have I been doing, hanging out since 2013? I'm chairman of the board of Utah Military Academy. We founded this unique state charter school in 2011. We now have 2,000 cadets on 3 campuses, in Ogden, Lehigh, and in St. George. I have 3 kids enrolled there now, and Katie was a graduate. I was appointed to the Tokerville Planning Commission in 2018, and elected to the council in 2019 and 2022. I want to read you a little quote. It's not from me, because it's just too good. In preparing for battle or a big project, I have always found that plans are useless. But planning is indispensable. This statement emphasizes that while a specific plan might become irrelevant due to its unforeseen circumstances, the process of planning itself, thinking through the contingencies and developing a plan is critical for success. So no matter how well we plan, no matter how many ordinances we have, and so forth, there are going to be things change. We have to be able to adapt to those changes. I have 1 minute left. Okay. I will just throw this in. I'm a disabled American military combat vet as a result of my duties in Vietnam, the Cold War, and Iraq. Sometimes people thank me for my service. This is always my reply. It was my privilege. My oath of allegiance to America, Utah, Tokerville, my family, and God never expired. Thank you.
It's amazing to see how many people are here. I did turn around, let's see. My name is Valerie Pressler. My husband and I knew we wanted to move to the St. George area when we retired. And we fell in love with Tokerville and moved here 5 years ago. There is a small town sense of community and a uniqueness about our town and our people who live here. And I want to preserve that. That's why I've served on the Tokerville Planning Commission for the past 4 years, and that's why I'm running for city council. So a little bit about me. First of all, I'm a wife and a mother and a grandmother. We have 9 children between my husband and myself,
23 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandson. I'm a conservative, patriotic person. I love my family, my country, and my God. And I'm active in my local church activities. I want to keep our freedoms intact that I've enjoyed my entire life. Second, I owned and ran a successful business with 15 employees for 41 years in Midvale, up north, a suburb of Salt Lake City. Because of that, I feel like I have the experience to work well with others. I have established a good relationship with the city manager, assistant manager, and planning and zoning manager. I have learned a lot about city government since working on the planning commission, and I believe I have a good relationship with the residents of Tokerville that have come before the planning commission in the last 4 years. I believe we can work together to make our community strong and a wonderful place to live and raise our children and grandchildren. I believe in small government. In order for communities to thrive, they need to be able to govern themselves without the federal government dictating to them. Everyone should have the right to develop their property the way they want to, but we also have to protect the neighbors of that property because they have rights too. That's something I've learned on the planning commission. And those rights belong to everyone, not just the wealthy. Tokerville is in a unique position because we've seen relatively little growth until the past few years. And that growth is coming our way because that is the most pressing issue facing our city today. We need to manage it wisely. I believe in keeping Tokerville Valley lots to half-acre and building more affordable housing and smaller lots out by the bypass. We do need more affordable housing, but it can be managed in an efficient way, and the time to do that is now. I do not want to have wall-to-wall apartments or townhouses, but having some around the city center by the bypass makes sense. I believe the next most pressing issue is water. We need to be careful with our water usage. Taking out large areas of grass and replacing them with xeriscape makes a lot of sense down here, especially given the fact we haven't had consistent good winters for the last few years. The new sewer district plan in Berkeley will help with that, and also the Toker Reservoir. But we need to do our part also. We are in the process of taking out 4,800 square feet of grass in our orchard and replacing it with xeriscape so that we can save some water. I believe we need retail and commercial businesses because right now we have little or no tax base. The Tokerville Master Plan is a good plan that was redone a couple of years ago. It calls for small businesses along Toker Boulevard to maintain that small town feeling and commercial and retail businesses along the bypass to help our tax base. I believe that will be a good thing for the city. I believe as a city we're in a good position. We have great people working in the city office that are doing a good job. We have a great group of people on the planning commission that have a diversity of opinions, and that helps us to do a better job for our citizens. And I believe we have competent people on the city council that care about Tokerville and are trying to do a good job. I believe I can bring a different perspective to the existing city council, and that together we can develop policies and make decisions that will benefit everyone in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, candidates. As a reminder, ballots will be mailed to your address the county has on file mid-October. And now we'll head outside. Thank you.